Honorable Men Discord. David Johnson is the new Black Panther. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, recently there was a Comic-Con out in San Diego, and director Ryan Coogler announced the new Black Panther. Well, not quite, because he's playing the son of T'Challa, which was a role that was played by the late and great Chadwick Boseman. And so many of you might say, well, who is David Johnson? David Johnson is known, for me, I first found, or I was made aware of David Johnson back in 2024 with Alien Romulus. And he played the synthetic human, Andy, right? But before that, he was in a romantic comedy in 2023 called Rye Lane. And then he, after Romulus, he played in Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin. He played Frank Fisher. I never saw that movie. I never even heard of that one. If you have, let me know what your thoughts on that one is. Then, of course, in 2025, The Long Walk, which many people praised that movie for his acting. He starred as Peter McVries in the adaptation of Stephen King's dystopian thriller. All right. Then he recently was in Wasteman in 2026, featured as Taylor in the British drama. That I did not see, but I heard that was also something to watch as well. Now he's going to be casted in 2028's Black Panther, and he's set to star as the aged-up Price T'Challa, right, in Marvel Studios' upcoming sequel. Now, I have a few reactions to this, but I'm going to play this first video, and then I'm going to talk about it further. So let's just get into this video, and then I'm going to talk about it.
And today, I want to tell you guys in this next film, he grows up, he comes of age, and we have to find an incredible actor. You guys, in this hall, you guys might know some of his work. He was great in a movie called The Long Walk. He was great in Alien Romulus. I want you guys to give a warm welcome to our new Black Panther, Mr. David Johnson. This young man,
I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to this amazing family that I have the honor and the privilege and the blessing to join. I actually don't want to say too much because I want to let this screen do the talking. But believe me, the honor is entirely mine. Thank you.
Just want to acknowledge real quick. First of all, the MCU, we know they have, it seems like as though they have an unlimited budget. Shout out to Ryan Gosling, because he's going to be the new Ghost Rider. Now, previously, Ghost Rider was played by, I don't know why I'm missing this. Hold on a minute. I'm going to tell you right now. I just went blank. But yeah, Ryan Gosling, shout out to Ryan Gosling for getting that. Again, the MCU budget, Marvel Studios is Nicolas Cage. I just went blank. I go blank from time to time. That's what happens when you're aging. But listen, previously Ghost Rider was Nicolas Cage. I thought Nicolas Cage did a decent job, a solid job. But Ryan Gosling, for MCU to pick him up is just incredible because he's an incredible actor. He's been in a lot of great films, um, and that's going to be amazing as well. So I have to acknowledge that. But right now, I'm going to go into some reactions to David Johnson being Black Panther. Some good, some people like it, some people don't like it. And then I'm going to share my thoughts on who I thought would have been a great Black Panther. All right?
He was right there. He was right there. I don't know this new guy. I've never seen him act. I wish him all the best. But he was right there. How? How do you miss this opportunity? Bro, people are still sleeping on Damson Idris. This guy is an incredible actor. If you have not watched Snowfall, what a amazing series it is. Oh my. I'll probably just watch it now again. How do you miss this opportunity? I don't know. Seriously, the fans wanted it. I genuinely wish David Johnson the best. As a Damson Idris fan, I just wanted to see him, and I know so many other Marvel fans wanted to see him as Black Panther, as Black Panther's son. It didn't happen. I'm sure he's going to be great. He's given a very good speech, a very sincere, a very humble speech, so I love that. So all the best to him. But yeah, maybe as a variant. I don't know. But Damson Idris will not be the new Black Panther.
Let me just say this. He has the humility of the previous Black Panther. That I see already, just based on the way he came on stage. He was very humble, and he didn't want to take too much time speaking about how he felt on being casted as Black Panther. He said he just wants to let his work show his value. And that was much like how Chadwick Boseman was as a man taking on the role as Black Panther. So trust. I think trust the process. Although that is not the person I thought should be Black Panther, and I'm gonna save that towards the end. But because he's playing T'Challa's son, I understand why my pick wouldn't have worked. But I still stand on my pick for reasons I'm going to explain later.
Guys, I really cannot see David Johnson as Black Panther. I really can't. So last night at San Diego Comic-Con, Ryan Coogler introduced David Johnson as the new Black Panther. Now look, I cannot lie. I never saw that coming. I just didn't see that coming at all because I've never really envisioned David Johnson as the Black Panther. But that's the thing that makes this casting so exciting. The fact that I can't even imagine him being Black Panther makes this so intriguing. Like, I cannot actually wait to see it. David Johnson actually has crazy range. We've seen him in Industry, Rye Lane, Alien Romulus, The Long Walk, and more recently, Wasteman. All very different roles which he absolutely smashes. The Black Panther franchise is the one MCU franchise I have complete 100% faith in. Ryan Coogler can do no wrong in my eyes. David Johnson is one of the best up-and-coming actors working right now, and he just seems like such a super cool guy, man. Even though I can't imagine him playing Black Panther right now, I 100% know that he can pull it off, and I can't wait to see him do it. So guys, Black Panther 3 will be releasing in cinemas on the 15th of December, 2028, and David Johnson will be playing T'Challa's son as the new Black Panther. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. All right.
Johnson playing the son of T'Challa. That is some GOAT level casting. Getting him to be in Black Panther 3, that is next level. This casting right here reminds me of one thing. When they announced this man as T'Challa. That is the type of vibes I'm getting from David Johnson being in Black Panther 3 is the same feeling I had when they announced Chadwick for Civil War. Or anyone that was paying attention, I'm talking Lincoln Heights, 42, get on up. We knew that they had struck gold with this right here. God damn it, I think they did it again. After watching Alien Romulus, I was locked in. And then The Long Walk, locked in. Maybe now I need to go watch The Industry. But again, this is GOAT level status. They did it. They did that. And with Oscar winner Ryan Coogler returning to direct, we gonna be all right.
I think we are going to be all right. So here's something I didn't even think of, and this is why I decided to place it in the in this episode. This is a outside factor that I didn't even think about. So many people were expecting Idris to be Black Panther. That wasn't even a thought for me. Although I do see his face. His face looks like, I could see it. I could see why people were rooting for Idris to be Black Panther. I can see it, right? Not to say David Johnson, I can't visualize that either. Now, I don't know their heights. I didn't look up their heights. But again, Idris wasn't even my pick for Black Panther. But I'm going to play this and I'm going to speak on this, what this person's take is.
Doing what the internet does, and they're claiming that Ryan Coogler did not cast Damson Idris as Black Panther because of his relationship with Lori Harvey. Ryan Coogler's best friend is Michael B. Jordan. They've done a lot of movies together, and he dated Lori Harvey, really wanted to marry this woman, and it didn't work out. So people are saying that he's holding this grudge against Damson Idris, and I think that's just absolutely silly. We have no idea what Damson Idris's schedule looks like. For all we know, he could be the next James Bond, so maybe his schedule was too busy in the future. Yet people are accusing Ryan Coogler of discrimination. This is just the internet doing what it does, everybody having their own opinion and making their own claims for why he didn't get cast or whatever. I just think it's so stupid. The thing I hate about it is that it's taking away from David Johnson's moment as becoming the next Black Panther. David Johnson is a phenomenal actor, and he's going to do a great job as Black Panther. But we're taking away from his moment by accusing Marvel and Ryan Coogler when we have no idea. Maybe he had a better audition tape. Did we think about that for once, that maybe somebody had a better audition than somebody else? In my eyes, I'm just looking at it as they saw David Johnson as Black Panther, and that's what's happening. Follow for more content like this. The internet's...
Listen, even though I think it may be a childish take, I disagree with people who say it may not have been a factor or it's not a factor. I completely disagree. In what world do you live in where two best friends choose someone, puts money in their pocket, knowing, and I'm talking about Ryan Coogler. You think Ryan Coogler, outside of being actors, we're talking real life now, but outside of the profession of acting, we're talking about best friends that knew each other since Ryan Coogler used to play football, right? You think that Michael B. Jordan didn't express to Ryan Coogler how in love he was with Lori Harvey, and how he was disappointed that it didn't work out, and how she moved on, and for her to move on to another actor who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Michael B. Jordan was also good friends with Idris as well. So for him to lose someone who he planned to marry, this wasn't just some fling. This was someone he she met his family. It was a real thing. And for her to move on to someone that was somewhat of a friend to Michael B. Jordan and Idris, if you think that had no influence in why they looked over Idris, I think you're crazy. I don't care what anyone's saying on the social media. I don't care what they say in the comment. Look above this thumbnail right here. It says Ryan Coogler and Marvel simply went with someone else. Michael B. Jordan is not even in Black Panther 3. We understand that. It has nothing to do about whether or not Michael B. Jordan would have been in Black Panther 3. Right? It says, I was rooting for Damson too, but let's stop projecting the simp revenge fantasy. It's not simp revenge fantasy. It's life. All right? It's just life. I can't imagine any space. I don't care if it's corporate. I don't care if it's blue collar. I can't imagine any space where two friends in a supervisory, you could say, position, because I mean in film you can't say supervisory. Two best friends at that, and one of them who was going out with a woman who they were going to potentially marry, moves on to someone else. You think that person is going to eat from the table of Ryan Coogler? Like, listen, guys, I want to see you in the comment section on this. All right, and I have some other videos somewhere in here where somebody's saying, they're professionals. They're not going to be looking at personal relationships. I call BS. I call BS. All right. First of all, I'm pretty sure the relationship they have, Ryan Coogler probably reached out to Michael B. Jordan like, hey, the team's considering Idris. How do you feel about that? Now, Michael B. Jordan, I think, is man enough that he'd be like, let them choose who they want. I'm cool. But still, I just feel like it just would be weird to have, because first of all, anyone gives you the alley oop to be in Marvel, that's like that's the ultimate. Whether or not you want your whole career to be about playing a comic book character, because there's some people that don't want to be stuck in comic book character roles, much like Christian Bale for DC. He didn't want to be stuck as being known as Batman, because he has more range, and he wants to have a portfolio showing that he's an actor's actor. Some actors, like, they don't want to be casted in necessarily in comic book spaces because they don't want to be typecasted as, oh, that's all I can do. But just know that if you're an actor and you get the ability to be in a Marvel film under Marvel Studios, it is the ultimate, like, you're good, because you're pretty much set for more than one movie, and you're getting paid very well to do so. So I really don't think Michael B. Jordan, even though I think he's man enough to mature enough to look past the fact that Lori Harvey ended up dating Damson Idris after Michael B. Jordan. I still don't think that he would have ever been a pick, just off the fact that he's with someone that Michael B. Jordan. I don't know who would make that decision. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself. I don't know if Michael B. Jordan might have not been okay with it, or maybe Ryan Coogler, as a stand-up friend, Michael B. Jordan might have been the mature person about it, but Ryan Coogler's like, nah, I can't do that. I can't cast this guy knowing he was dating Lori Harvey, even though they're not dating anymore. It's like that was my boy's. That was his heart. You know what I'm saying? Michael B. Jordan was really invested in Lori Harvey, and up until this time, I'm not even sure if Michael B. Jordan has been known to be linked with anyone else since her. So he was really feeling Lori Harvey. So I see myself, if I was Ryan Coogler, I couldn't even do that to my boy, because I know that my boy personally, we had phone call conversations about Lori Harvey and how heartbroken he was, and I'm pretty sure Ryan Coogler, as a good friend to Michael B. Jordan, would have never casted Damson Idris. And that's my take on it. I don't care what people are talking about being professional and stuff like that. They're men first. All right. Before these titles, they're men first. We're human beings before we get titles. People get caught up in these titles and the whole being professional. Miss me with that, because professionalism is such a joke. In all types of spaces, regardless if it's blue collar, corporate, you got a whole bunch of quote unquote professionals acting unprofessional behind closed doors. So miss me with that.
Announced the new Black Panther for Black Panther 3, and my issue is never going to be what they do. It's always going to be how people react. Shout out to David Johnson for getting this role, and shout out to the entire Black Panther cast and crew. But people are saying, oh, Damson Idris was never going to get this because Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are boys. And I hate that y'all project your own,
I said that,
insecurities or low integrity to other people. Like, just because you would move like that doesn't mean a professional like Ryan Coogler, who loves film, would move like that. You think that Ryan Coogler is going to be like, or his casting directors, we don't care who's the best person for the role. If y'all dated the same girl, fuck them. We don't know what the reason is, but shout out to David Johnson. But we can't just associate or assume that this is the way that a seasoned professional like Ryan Coogler, that's the way he would act. That's the way you would act. That's the way how you would act. We don't even know if Michael B. Jordan and Damson Idris got beef. We don't even, you know what I'm saying? We don't even know if they got beef. They just dated the same girl. They just happened to date the same woman at some point. That's it. And you think a professional who studied film and loves the creation of his movies, that he's making decisions based on if Michael B. Jordan and another actor dated the same woman. You think that his integrity and his professionalism is so low that he would do that? That's not even how proper business works, you know what I mean? I would be very disappointed in Ryan Coogler if the reason why he didn't choose Damson Idris or whatever, or the casting directors didn't choose Damson Idris is because, well, he dated Lori Harvey. Like, that would be such a moronic reason to... He's a fucking star actor and super elite at this stage of his career. But probably it's just simply David Johnson was better for the role. They just announced...
The type of men that Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler seem to be, you'll never know whether or not that was a decision that they spoke about behind closed doors. That's one. Two, it's not far-fetched. We're human beings first. People get caught up in this whole professionalism as if people aren't flawed. That's when I believe you're being naive. So I think the claim that some people have out there is valid. And it's not projection, it's valid. All right? And yes, Ryan Coogler is a professional, and he would want the best actor for the role, but he also knows that there's other talent out there that he could choose from. He's not limited to just Idris. It's not like Idris is the only person he could cast, as though, like, if it came down to like a C-level actor in Idris, absolutely Idris would have had the role, but he knows he has options, which is why I believe that when you know you have options, you could actually sit back and say, well, how would you feel if I casted him? Knowing that, again, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are good friends, if not best friends. He would consider, putting someone in a position like bringing him into MCU. Listen, that's not to say Idris won't make MCU for another character or something else. Just, I don't see him entering Marvel Studios by way of Ryan Coogler.
Who the fuck is that guy?
So that's it for that guy. That's his reaction to David Johnson. Again, I said some people are for him. Some people don't really consider him the best choice.
Ryan Coogler.
There is one more thing. I want you guys to give a warm welcome.
No way.
Panther,
No.
David Johnson.
David Johnson as Black Panther, the new Black Panther. Okay. Damn. Wow. That is a big casting. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. They've really decided to announce a new Black Panther. David Johnson is our new Black Panther. I have no idea how they're going to explain, the massive age difference, because he was literally 9 the last time we saw him in Wakanda Forever, but clearly there's going to be a time jump of some sort, like after Secret Wars, for him to be the new Black Panther, but only time will tell what the reason for that is. But man, he looks like a solid choice for Black Panther. I know that there was massive rumors that Damson Idris potentially could have been Black Panther, but they've clearly decided to go from this actor, I think it's clear that they really believe in him. But man, this gets me excited. December 15th, 2028 for Black Panther 3. Like, let's go, man.
And like Kevin.
Listen, and what I said in the beginning, I stand on that also. It's possible they also looked at, the type of person that he is. He embodies the character much like the previous Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman. He seems very humble, and they probably like that. That's who he is outside of his acting. They see him as a perfect fit. Now, above me, the person put in the comment section, 5'6" Black Panther, they put like a broken heart. They're heartbroken. That's the reason why I didn't personally see him. He was never a thought as Black Panther for me. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that he's not going to do a phenomenal job. I believe he probably will do a phenomenal job. I trust the process. But that wasn't my pick, and I think my pick is next. This man right here. I stand on it. This man right here. Now, you might be saying, can he play T'Challa's son? No. So this is why he wouldn't have worked for this particular rollout that they're planning on doing. But if they were to recast Black Panther, I stand on this. I stand on this. Why? Just look at his profile photo right here. when we're talking about his stature, his facial feature, I see him with the mask on, and he, unlike what the person said in the previous video that I showed, 5'6" Black Panther. I don't know how tall he is. I'd have to look it up. But to me, that's Black Panther. And if anyone's watching this episode that you thought of him as Black Panther, also after unfortunately Chadwick Boseman passing, I immediately thought about him. I was like, if they're gonna recast a Black Panther, it needs to be this guy. Right now, whether or not you think his acting is up to par, I think he could pull it off. I think he could pull it off. What's your thoughts on Yahya Abdul? I don't want to mispronounce his name, so I'll say Abdul Mateen the second. What's your thoughts on him being Black Panther in a recast? What's your thoughts on that? Did you think the same thing as I did? Let me see how tall he is. 1 second. I think he would be an excellent, and I also believe he was an, if I'm not mistaken, he was an Aquaman, the first Aquaman. He was like some type of like military guy, and even then, if you see him in Aquaman, I believe he was in Aquaman. Let me see. If you see him in Aquaman 1, and let me just verify that he was in fact in Aquaman. I think I need to look up discography. Discography. If he was in fact in Aquaman, and he was, let me see. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. You see it right here, 2018 Aquaman. When he was in Aquaman, he was playing some type of military. He had the military gear on, and again, his stature, his presence. You want your superhero to have presence. You want to believe that when they kick ass, they can kick ass. Aside from the acting, you want them to be able to perform actor-wise. I'll be honest with you, when Chadwick Boseman came out as Black Panther, I wasn't sold on it. I was sold on it after seeing him on camera, but his physique and everything, I was like, that's the superhero? Which is why even when you look at DC casting Superman, they looked for someone tall. Stature, tall. You want to believe Superman when he's flying. You want to believe this guy. He hovers over people. He displays dominance, which is why, again, Abdul Mateen. I think he would have been phenomenal. Let me see how tall he is. 6'3". Come on. He's 6'3". In my humble opinion, if they were to recast Black Panther, we're not talking about this new role where Black Panther is going to be T'Challa's son. It should be him. I have him over here too. I have his face. Again, jaw structure. And you might be listening to me like, yo, you sounding crazy right now. Listen, in casting, this is how it's done. This is why, and I'm not acting as though I'm a professional when it comes to casting, and don't have a history in acting, although I did go after one role one time out here in New York. I just decided to just try it and failed miserably. But with that being said, you know, actors would tell you you have to have a headshot. That's like standard as an actor. You get headshots because when studios are doing casting, first things first, they're putting all the headshots up on the wall. They want to visualize this person as whatever role they're looking to cast. And me just looking at his face right here, that's Black Panther. All right? And that's not what anyone in the comment sections is talking about. They're talking about Idris. I don't even know how tall Idris is, but that wouldn't even matter because I wouldn't pick Idris over him. That's my take on it. But what's your take? Listen, I appreciate all of you. As always, if you haven't already, on your way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, stay honorable.